Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I said, sorry, my hair is just doing its own thing today. I said that I was gonna make different videos about other things going on other than the trying to conceive part of my life, because we are taking a break on that right now. So one thing I really wanted to talk about was depression and anxiety. I had mentioned in other videos that I do struggle with both. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about how it affects me and how it came about and when I realized I had these things and kind of how it affects my life. So depression. I think I've always had depression. I really knew I had it when I was in high school. It's something I've always struggled with, but I was not diagnosed with it. This is hard to talk about until it was 2008. It was May 2008. So this month, 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with depression. I was at the end of my freshman year in high school. Actually, I had already dropped out. I dropped out in January or March. I think it was March of 2008. I dropped out of my freshman year of high school. It was a rough time. I was dating this boy, my first love. Looking back now, I don't want to say he was my first love. He was my first strong infatuation. I really liked this boy. He was my first. If you catch my drift, I'm not gonna say the word. So I think that kind of had a part in what happened. We had been dating for a few months, 3 or 4 months, so really not that long at all. Mind you, I'm 15 at this time. So I'm a teenager. I am almost done with freshman year of high school. I've dropped out. The year's almost over, whatever. I'm 15. He breaks my heart. Breaks up with me, and that devastated me like no other. I've never experienced that before in my life, so I really didn't know how to take it. And what happened, how my depression came about, how it reared its head, how we figured out there was something going on with me. I tried to commit suicide because he broke up with me. That may seem extreme. That may seem crazy to some people. That may seem ridiculous to some people. And to me, yes, it is ridiculous. It is crazy that I would try to kill myself over some boy. But I think when you're a teenager, you're 15, you've been doing things that you've never done before, and you have these strong emotions to this person, and they just leave you with no explanation whatsoever. They're just gone. They're done. Bye. There's a lot of emotions going on there, and I think I already had depression. It just hadn't shown its ugly head yet, if that makes sense. Because there's things that happened in my life way before this that play a part in my depression. I'm not going to go into it in this video because it is very personal to me, and I just don't want to talk about it. So yes, I tried to commit suicide. It was the end of May of 2008. I got my mom's pill bottle of whatever she was taking, and I took a bunch of pills. And my mom was not home when this happened. She had went somewhere, and I knew she was going to be back. Because I think in my mind, I didn't want to die. I did, but I knew I didn't want to die because I knew she was going to be home. I took those pills. I took between 10 to 15. I couldn't even tell you how many I took. I couldn't tell you what I took. I just knew, because I had dabbled in pills throughout high school. The beginning of my freshman year, I had dabbled in them. So I knew these particular pills, I knew how they affected me, not in a good way. I will get into that in a later video. I think it was maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't even know how much time passed. My mom came home. She knew I was upset. And I told her that I took a bunch of pills. And at this time, my mom didn't have a vehicle. So, I can only imagine, being a mother now, how she must have felt at that point in time. She called, I think it was my grandmother. I don't even remember a lot of what happened after I took the pills. I think it was my grandmother that she called. She picked us up and she took us to the hospital. Thankfully, I did not have to have my stomach pumped. I was very close. Had I taken any more pills, I probably would have had my stomach pumped. I don't remember how long I was in the hospital. I don't think it was a full day. I don't think they admitted me. Maybe they did. I don't remember. But there was a talk about me going into, it's called the Anderson Center. Mentally unstable people go there to get help. And my mom said, no, that's not going to happen. I'm going to take her home. This isn't going to happen again. I remember before leading up to my attempt on suicide, I had been to a doctor telling him about all, what's going on, how I'm feeling. I thought I might have had depression. He told me it was just teenage hormones. That's why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I'm a teenage girl and it's just hormones. Well, needless to say, I didn't go back to that doctor because not too long after that, I tried to kill myself. And I think it was more of past events coming up than it was just the boy breaking up with me. I think that was just the tip of the iceberg for me. So that's when I found out I had depression. I was clinically diagnosed with depression at 15. Now, I have been on medication on and off since I was 15, so gosh, almost 12 years I've been on and off medication for it. It's a constant battle within myself, being on medication and being off medication. I don't know, sometimes, the medication will make you feel better. Sometimes you gotta find the right medication, because there are different medications out there, and you just have to find what works for you. So once I would find a medication where I felt good, I was up, not feeling bad. I'd be like, oh, well, I'm better, I can go off my medication. You can't do that. If you're on medication and it's making you feel better, don't just stop it cold turkey, because you're going to hit rock bottom hard and fast out of nowhere. And if you find other ways to deal with depression without medication, that is wonderful. Keep doing what you're doing to make yourself feel better in a healthy way. For me, medication is the only way. Right now I'm not on medication, and I'll get into that a little bit later of, all of that.